Hi Sagittarius, this is Amani and welcome to your weekly tarot reading for March 13th to the 19th, 2017. I am using the Tarot of the Orishas, okay? The layout I have here is called the Crux Ansata. I shuffle the cards 10 times. By reducing 10, we get 1. And 1 is the beginning, the starting point without which there would be nothing. This is why this number is related to God, the beginning and the first cause. The cross represents life, like the Ankh. This life survives on other planes until time comes to reincarnate, okay? Alright, so let's begin with your reading, Sagittarius. For your starting position, you have the 8 of Fire. This is like the 8 of Wands, the success. This also has a lot to do with like social media, communications, travel. You could be traveling to see someone. I feel like someone you're traveling to go see, they're not feeling too well, so you're going to see them. All right, they could be in the hospital. All right, how do you say that? Comatose. Okay, they could be in like a coma. You're traveling to see someone that's in a coma, like a diabetic coma, possibly. I'm feeling like like somebody had a stroke. All right, and they're in the hospital right now, trying to heal and get better, and you're traveling to go see them. All right, that's for your starting point right there. In your second position, you have what you're waiting on, which is the Perfect card. You have the 2 of Fire. You're waiting on some news here is what I feel like. You could be waiting on news coming from a fire sign female, like an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and a male. All right, I feel like you're dealing with an Aries female too. You're waiting on communications in terms of how someone is doing, how their health is doing. But I feel like the wait is a bit taxing for you. You're scared, I feel like. In that case, you really don't have the patience. It's a bit of uncertainty because you look at the image. There is just one white door in the middle of just the temple. It could be like a temple. You could be entering into a church is what I feel like. All right, but it's like a nervous anxiety feeling to me. Okay, if someone's getting married, they're feeling a bit nervous. If this is like someone passed and this is like some type of like a wake or something, there's some type of nervousness going on in terms of entering into a location. And I feel like if this is a new place that you've never been before, you're entering into unknown territory in terms of you don't know what to expect. This could be a job, it could be a relationship, this could be also you meeting people that you've never met before, is what I feel like, through some kind of extreme circumstances. All right, this is the first time you're meeting them, is what this feels like to me. All right, and I feel like they're waiting for some kind of interaction from you. Like, it's almost like they're waiting for you to respond in a certain way, but it's like you're not. I think because you're in so much of a shock over a situation, you don't really know how to handle it. You don't know you don't know what to say. If this is like a condolences kind of situation, I feel like you don't really know how to approach the family, the person that passed, etc. Okay, there's some kind of nervousness and uneasiness going on there because you don't know them. You don't know the family that well, okay? All right, so where was I? In your third position, which is your present, you have the Baba Orisha. The Baba Orisha is like the magician, okay? This is about making things happen off of the whim, off of whatever energy you have, whether you're tired or not. It's literally like jumping out of bed and trying to get something done here. All right? With this, I feel like you are saying goodbye to someone. They could be flying away. They could be moving somewhere else. All right? But there's a heavy feeling associated with this and some sadness with this as well. But for some reason, I feel like you're offering the family some, if this is like where someone passed, this is a situation where you are offering the family some gifts, money, things of that nature, okay? With this, I also feel like somebody's cousin. Yeah, this is like somebody's cousin is not well. Or somebody, like your cousin is trying to finish school is what it feels like, and they need money to go back to school. And I feel like they're also hoping that money would just fall out the sky so that they can use it to get back to school. This could be someone that you're dealing with is wishing that money would just fall out the sky, or you're doing this, is what I feel like. I feel like there's some kind of difficulty in terms of finding a job right now for some of you, and you're just wishing that money would just fall out the sky. All right, In your fourth position, which is your future, you have Ogun, okay? The sign of Cancer. This also has to do with travel to me and communications. All right? Ogun, this is a male. All right? So it means, how it feels to me is that you are trying to communicate possibly with a Cancer male. All right, or just any male of any kind. I feel like you're trying to communicate something with a Scorpio male as well, or a Leo. Okay, with this, I also feel like there's some type of exhaustion in terms of waiting on something to come in. It could be money. All right, some kind of allowance, a will, etc. Okay, and there's some type of impatience in terms of waiting here, but it is coming. It's just taking some time. All right, yeah, there's tiredness and waiting. You're waiting for something to come in that's taking too long. All right. This is like an inheritance. It feels like to me. Someone's waiting on an inheritance to come in. Like after someone passed or something like that. Okay. But there's some serious impatience going on with this. But this is your future. So this is what's going to be happening later on. I feel like possibly by the end of the week, something will come to fruition in terms of what money you receive in this case, okay? If this is like a divorce, I feel like someone is trying, like if this is a divorce, papers are getting finalized, etc., because someone decided to go with someone else, is what I feel like. Or you decided that your marriage to someone just was not working out anymore. They weren't happy. It wasn't really fulfilling their needs. And I feel like they had someone else on their mind already that they wanted to be with. Okay, this is like a marriage for convenience is what it feels like to me. Okay, or you're finding out somebody's marriage for convenience. Okay. All right, so in your fifth position, you have your instincts. You have the outcast, which is the Fool. All right, it's about really using your intuition and picking up speed is what this feels like to me. Also, being free in your mind, heart, body, and soul is what this feels like to me. Okay, using your instincts about that. All right, with this, I feel like headaches. Okay, either someone or you is using your instincts about some kind of headaches that you've been having. I feel like you've been having a lot of migraines going on here. With this, it could also be because somebody's drinking too much soda and not drinking enough water. Water is definitely needed because without water, you will dehydrate. All right, so I feel like if you are jogging a lot, exercising, just make sure that you stay hydrated. It's very important for you. Okay, you don't want to shrivel up like a raisin and then fall out somewhere or pass out. Okay, that is a fear going on here. So if your body's not feeling right in that case, you're suffering from dehydration. If you're anemic, okay, you must drink water. All right, anemia, however, there are tablets for that so that you can possibly get. I feel like vitamin C also needs to be taken here in order to keep your immune system functioning properly. All right, so just use your instincts in terms of your body, how you're feeling. Okay, just make yourself better. I feel like you are the kind of person that is trying to do everything in their power to keep themselves healthy so that they won't get, really ill, really sick, like heavy colds, nosebleeds, etc. like that. There's so many things that you can do to prevent those things from happening to you. Okay, in your sixth position, you have your accomplishments here. Okay, you have the Three of Air though. The Three of Air is like the Three of Swords. All right, so I feel like if you did try to accomplish something, it kind of just went south out of nowhere. All right, like you expected to possibly be with someone longer, but something happened to them, or they decided to leave and do something else, and it could be a business deal that could have just completely went south, and like the person left you or you left them is what it feels like to me. Okay, it's causing some kind of heartbreak and sadness, not loss. I never say loss. I try not to use loss with this card. The five of water would be like a lost card to me. This is always really, it's a 3 energy, so I always associate this with a very light energy. So it's not like something that you can't get over. All right, you can get over this. It's not heavy. Okay, in that case. And with this, I do feel like some of you are trying to go back to school or finish school. I'm feeling like a law degree. All right, so you're trying to like look into law, okay, or someone is in need of a lawyer, or you're communicating with your lawyer about a loss. You're communicating with them about some kind of situation where somebody just up and left, your marriage, your situation, okay, your business partnership, etc. So it almost feels to me you do feel a little bit stuck. You don't know what to do. It's almost like up in the air kind of feeling to me associated with some sadness. All right, it is saddening because it's like almost like it's like having to go back to square one all together again, in terms of like, if this is a hiring situation, you could have lost an employee that you just hired out of nowhere. Okay, like they picked up and left. Okay, so now you need to hire someone else. All right, so they might have gotten a position that was paying them more money. A new position offered someone you hired more money, and they decided to leave what you gave them, is what it feels like to me. Okay, yeah, new job. You're getting a new job here. I feel like some of you are into like sales, so you this could be something you do on the side actually. So if you work a 9-to-5 job already, a full-time one, you are like saying like a own in-home business, or you do have something that is generating money out inside of your home, or you know someone that is generating money from inside their home. Okay, or you could be finding out about this, but it's going to, it could be a huge benefit to them, but not you. All right, so this is a partner. They're trying to help themselves out. They're not really thinking about you that much. They're like me first. All right, so they're not really trying to incorporate your needs into what they're making. Okay, so I feel like you do feel like it's a little shady. I feel like you found out about it through social media, possibly through online. You did find out about this. Someone told you about it. All right, but you use possibly like an Aries to find out this information. I don't know how you found out, but from the Aries about this. Very interesting. All right, you could have been introduced to them. You could have bumped into them out of nowhere. You could have met them on the train. They're like, oh, okay, I know that person. All right, so it almost like you did some kind of like stalking. All right, you did some private investigating to find out about somebody's situation. All right, is what it feels like. But they're not including you in it. They're not including you in it for a reason. They possibly could feel like you're not going to agree with what they're doing, is what it feels like to me. Okay, but they don't really care about what you think. All right, in your 7th position is your spiritual self. You get the 5 of fire. Whoo, difficulty in your spiritual self. I don't feel like you're very grounded spiritually. Okay, in my case, sometimes I lose my spiritual grounding as well. It's just like I end up all over the place, especially when I read a lot and I drain myself out. But with this, what it feels like to me, I feel like you're not getting the time that you would like to with your spirituality, in terms of having time during the day to pray, in terms of like going to church if you go to church. All right, just having meditate, whatever it is that you do spiritually, you're not getting that time for yourself, and it's much needed though. Okay, this could be something that needs to be done in terms of you praying for someone else in your life also. Okay, but you just don't have the time to. All right, or if you are doing that, it's causing some kind of conflict in your family or around you for whatever reason. They don't agree with it, or you don't agree with something that someone else is doing spiritually on the spiritual front. All right, like for example, like reading tarot cards, okay, just doing spiritual readings for people. Not everybody believes in those things. All right, so that could be that kind of situation where you don't believe in it, you don't agree with it. All right, but it's not your opinion that matters. It's the person that's doing it is something that they like to do. Okay, this is all about really not judging. But I feel like this person that you are dealing with, someone is defending what they're doing, okay, in a big way. But I feel like you kind of expose them about it. All right, and you're mad because, okay, all right, you're tied to this person and you didn't tell them that you were doing this kind of stuff, and it's hurtful to you because you expect this person to tell you everything that they're doing. Not everybody's going to tell you what they're doing. That's just the reality of the situation. Not everybody's going to do that for you, give you that luxury into their life like that. All right, or you them. Is what I feel like. Not everybody needs to know that. It could be like Santeria, things of that nature that people are, they want to learn more about it. But you have to be very, you have to like move in silence with certain people in your life. All right, not everybody's gonna agree what you do. This could also be like spells, like people doing spells and things of that nature, but it's causing some problems at home. I feel like a partner could have found out about these spells and things that you were trying to put on them, and it kind of caused some kind of issues. All right, well, yeah, if you're putting a spell on someone, if you're into that kind of stuff, you're doing that, they're not really gonna realize that you're doing it they'll feel it, but they're not really going to be like, oh, did you do this to me? But it's something that more like in the sleep mode. It's something that's affecting their subconscious while they're sleeping is what I feel like, okay? Because, you know, you could attack the mind while you're sleeping. That kind of feeling is what I get off of this card. All right? But it's causing you some, having to spiritually defend yourself is what it feels like, okay? Wow. I was hoping to leave from that card at some point. Okay? Wow. Your 8th position, where that? You got Iku. Alright, Iku, this is your mentality right here. So what you feel, what you're thinking right now, what you're feeling is all tied into one, is how it feels like. But death usually just has to do with Iku is all about drastic life changes. Alright, transformations. There can be, you could be going through some kind of phase of transformation in yourself. I'm not going to use death. I'm just going to say you could be spiritually changing. You could be transforming. Okay, there's some type of changes that are going on. And internally is what I feel like. Okay, and also mentally. Alright. Whereas I do feel like some of you are in need, okay, of baptism. Alright, so maybe someone you feel like needs to be baptized, you need to be baptized, etc. I feel like you've been having some kind of spiritual attacks. Okay, so just be very careful. Be careful who you interact with. I think that's why this is like, I'm picking up this kind of situation for your mentality. I just feel like, be careful with spiritual attacks is what I feel like too with this, okay? But this is all something I feel like you're worried. These are things that are existential and that you could be worried about happening to you, but they're not happening to you. It's all in your head is what I feel like, okay? Like, it's like you're worried about somebody trying to cause harm to you, trying to evil eye your situations, but that's not really what's happening. I think you're just stressed and tired, all right? Life has an interesting way of putting us through some struggles in order for us to see things through a totally different like point of view is what I feel like, okay? So even if you do feel this way, all right, even if you feel like somebody's doing witchcraft, you know, some type of witchcraft situations going on around you, some type of evil, you know what I mean? I just feel like you know what's best for yourself. Okay, you already know who you are. You already have the feeling. Okay, but people go through stress. You know what I mean? People go through stressful times. In that case, I do feel like you are going through some kind of stress in that case where you feel like you're being attacked by somebody, some type of evilness. Okay, but just, you know, make sure you meditate and you know, stop worrying about the existential things. All right? You know, whether this is like being hexed or whatever, but don't worry about those things. They're existential. It's not on you. Okay, you may feel like your life is full of bad luck. You know, in that case, you may feel like you keep going through some bad luck situations because somebody's putting some kind of spell on you or something. That's not the case. Okay, you're just stressed is what I feel like. Okay. In your 9th position, you have the moon, which is like the sign of Pisces here. You're going through some kind of changes here, and I feel like it's time for you to use your intuition about those changes. I feel like you put yourself in a situation that you weren't really using your intuition about from the start. Okay, the other person that you were dealing with, I feel, was using theirs, but they were just so faded. Literally faded. They could have been like high. I'm kidding. All right. Well, yeah, they could have been high and like so faded out that they didn't know what they were doing. If this is like a sexual situation, I feel like, yeah, somebody could have had like somebody could have been high and drunk and having sex is what I feel like with this, and it's like they're faded out. They're just not seeing things properly. All right, is what I feel like. Okay, partying. There could have been some type of partying too much kind of situation. Somebody really got faded. Is what I feel like. So if that's the case, I feel like something possibly occurred where if somebody got too faded and something could have happened, and I just feel like that's why your whole behavior and outlook on certain things is changing right now in terms of that. Maybe you're just gonna cut off the drinking for a little bit. Okay, maybe you're just gonna like not smoke as much weed, you know, as you used to, etc. Because it just feels like because I'm actually seeing like a party scene where someone was doing too much, and for some reason I just feel like there might have been a fight that broke out or something. So there's this need to, like, you know what this feels to me like? Somebody said they weren't gonna drink alcohol anymore, they don't drink wine, but then they ended up doing it, but for the first time or something, or for the first time in like 10 years or 8 years, however long. And that first glass that they had out of all those years kind of set them like going through the roof. This feels like to me out of like this feels more, if it's going to be the moon, it's out of suspicion. All right, so I feel like you probably could have felt like somebody put something in your drink or something, some type of weird shit like that. All right, and now you're like tripping balls is what I feel like somebody could have like put something in your drink. Or just be careful. Ugh, Jesus Christ, be careful of where you put your cups and stuff is what I feel like. All right, just be careful where you lay your glass down, if that's the case. Okay, if you're not a huge partier, well, that's fine, but in this case, you know, people get a little bit reckless when they're partying and all that kind of stuff, so just be careful. All right, I'm not going to go anymore on that card because I will stay on that card for another like 30 minutes. Okay, in your resolution here, you have the Six of Earth. The Six of Earth is like sharing rewards, sharing your money. Does not have to be money. It could just be like regular like resources. Okay, wow. Sharing your resources. Now I'm looking at this and I'm seeing like weed. Jesus Christ. All right, so I'm looking at the brush and I literally I think about green like weed or whatever. So maybe someone is actually like getting weed or something like that, or some, yeah, because you know they call weed trees. So that is what it looks like to me. Okay, but if not that, you know, smoking, drinking, whatever. If not that, I do feel like you are getting accolades at work. People are expressing how they feel about you in terms of that, how well you do. All right, if this is a relationship, I feel like you are giving your partner some money because they don't have any money. Someone could have stole theirs. Someone could have like jacked up their account, jacked up their information, if that's the case. All right, selling could have actually sold somebody's information as well, but they're gonna get caught. Is what I feel like. Okay, they may not feel or even know that the person knows that their information got sold, but I definitely feel like they know that. Okay, so just be very careful with who you meet in life in general, because you don't know what kind of abilities and what people are able to do. All right, especially on the spiritual level. If that's the case, you just don't know what people are capable of doing. All right, if not that, just make sure you protect your assets, protect your bank accounts and things from identity theft and things of that nature. All right, because people do some evil shit out of jealousy is what I feel like with this as well. They could be trying to take what you have, or you could be trying to take something from someone else, but I don't really feel you doing that. I feel like someone trying to do some dirtiness to you for whatever reason. You know, a lot of people want what you have. You know, you may be doing well, like on the surface, but maybe you're not really doing that well. You know, it is a 6. It's not a 10. It's not a 10 of Earth. All right, it's not a 10 of Pentacles. It's only a 6. You know what I mean? So it may have took you 6 weeks to get to the point that you got to. 6 months. Somebody might have been homeless for 6 months and they're finally free. Okay, so yeah. And they finally got what they wanted, is what I feel like. They could have been homeless for 6 months. And somebody's already trying to be on their stuff, already trying to take something that they worked so freaking hard for, is what I feel like. So just be careful who you have around you. All right, Sagittarius, your readings are always hefty as hell. You and Leo. Fire signs in general, their readings are always like really hefty. I don't know why. All right. Well, that concludes your reading, Sagittarius. If you would like a private one with me, please contact me via email or Facebook. Also, if you would, yeah, well, what was I saying? I just lost my thought. I'm so, like, long-winded. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I've been talking so much. All right, then, Sagittarius, bye.